Alright, so this is a follow-up to the Killer Instinct Lethal 405 video that we did a couple days back. Our Dead Silent crank just came in, and we're going to go ahead and install it. Comes with butt pad, an Allen wrench, 2 Allen head screws, and the crank itself. And then there's a crank handle in there somewhere. It just screws in right there. And then allegedly you can just put the socket in there, put your hooks on, crank it up. So I'm going to install this for Johnny Boy, and we'll see how he fares with cranking it back by himself. So stay tuned. Alright, so we're back, and of course it's a most beautiful day. Of course we got some rain here, but we're not going to let that stop us, right? Alright, so this again is the Lethal 405. Okay, and we've installed the butt pad, and it comes with the crank device and the crank handle, right? And just as a comparison, we brought out the Ghost with its system, and you can already see that it's a little simpler, right? Because you can just take this stuff off and stick it in your pocket, and the only thing that really remains on the crossbow is the buttstock, right? So now what we do is we take our crank device and we put it in the socket like so. We push up on that red release, and while we're pushing up on that release, we can pull these forward, right? Got it? So I can only do this, I only have one hand, so I'm going to grab that guy too. Okay. So go ahead and pull him out. You're a little jumbled up there. Hang on. There you go.
I think that's why.
Yeah. Okay, now that release goes back down. And then if you're left-handed or right-handed, you can put it on either side. Correct? And hang on, because we're a little loose here. So we want to make sure that we're even, right? Okay. So we have not done this yet, right? We're still trying to figure this out. So now go ahead and put your crank on.
I found out how to tighten it.
All right, put your crank on. Other way. You want this to the outside.
Yeah.
And then you might want to stand that up while you're cranking it. I'm going to come over on this side. Okay. And how is it? Is it hard? No? Okay, so they just locked in place, and you just keep cranking that up until it locks into the safety, right? Here, I'll hold this steady for you. Let me wait for that safety to engage. Okay, safety has engaged. Now you can take your handle off. Okay, go ahead and take it off. Just pop this off like this. Okay, and now we can loosen this up a little bit, I think. Here, hold that for a second. Just like the, where's that crank handle? Just like the Barnett, I think you have to like get it off of the cam. Or you have to. There we go. See how you just put a little pressure on it? Okay. And now we can just take this whole thing off. So we take a little tension off, right? This whole piece comes off. And with minimal effort. Now see, it's got if you look at it, it's got little cutouts, and it's got these heads on here. So they go in like that, and then they lock into place, so you don't have to worry about it popping off. So that's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
But all this stores right in your pockets. Okay?
Mhm.
So, you are cocked and locked. Alright, I'm going to move this over here. I'll move this guy out of the way. I'll take that. Okay, and he's just taking a shot at the bag. Pretty groovy. So how'd that feel?
Good.
Felt good?
Yeah.
So does this bother you at all, or does it
It's better.
feels better?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So that is the Dead Silent crank cocking device for the Killer Instinct Lethal 405. And it fits a bunch of other ones, right?
Mhm.
So you might want to stand it up when you do that,
Yeah.
just so you can lean into it and run, because you want to run these down together. Yeah, you want to run them down at the same time so that one end isn't longer than the other. You took that release off. There's your cranking device.
Thank you.
I'm going to put this doggy pool away.
Yeah.
And is it hard to crank?
Only like a really little, but that's because I'm not that strong.
Well, it's 17 pounds, right? There you go. You're locked in. So now, remember that we can't just take this off. We got to pull that up a little bit. Just crank this a tiny bit until that releases. There you go. And push it up. Oh, you popped out. There you go. All right, now you can let go. And then just back those off. And then take the whole thing off and crank it up. Put it in your pocket.
Yep.
And that only weighs like, what, a half a pound?
Mhm.
So there you go. And you just stick it in your pocket. All right, so we'll put this back up here. Throw a bolt in there. Oh, you're not seated. Now you're seated. Cool beans. So again, just as a comparison, this is the cocking device for the Barnett. I'm going to hold that and I'll show them how this works.
Mhm.
I'll show them the difference. So we saw how simple that was. This is fairly simple as well, but it has a couple disadvantages to it. One, we have to release there, and when you pull this out, if I can pull this out. Okay, these will go down over the bowstring. Now we snap that release back. So it's not an automatic like that one. You have to manually switch it back. All right. We can hear it already. Now it is, I mean, it's relatively easy to crank, so that's cool.
Mhm.
But one of the disadvantages is this little switch right here.
Yeah.
Number one, it's shrouded. Can't even get to it. So what I tend to have to do is loosen this crank handle up and then reposition it just so I can get in there to switch it down before it'll release. Now what I don't like about this particular feature is that in order to get this off, we have to, well, I have to release that. You have to pull this back out. Okay, but look where my fingers are. they're right in the path of that bowstring. So that's not a good feeling. Now, I know that the safety is on, but I don't like having my fingers there to do that because it won't release from that hold down spring. And then of course, we can quietly crank it back up and it snaps in there and everything is self-contained. But the handle doesn't come free unless you take it off every time. You absolutely cannot turn this backwards because if you do, you'll twist all that up. So, I mean, it works, but I think that Killer Instinct crank is just much smarter. So we'll go ahead and shoot this off. So now you see the difference between the two. So you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So why don't you go ahead and do that last one on our nice sunny day. Here, give me your bolt. I'll just hold it for you.
Thank you.
So again, pop the release, and then you got to run those both down at the same time. No, same time. You can't pull one further than the other. You have to pull them both at the same time.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
And if you watch this release right here, it automatically resets. So you don't have to worry about it slipping.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one, you have to manually hold it. So I'll give you a hint. If you put this into your body a little bit, it makes it a little bit easier. So it's not flip-flopping. Listen for that reset. Perfect. Now, crank it just a little bit and then this will release. There you go. And then slowly let it off. There you go. And then just pop the socket. There you go. You can just set that on the table. We'll take care of that in a sec. Here's your bolt.
Thank you.
Beautiful. All right, so how many stars out of 5? 5 out of 5? Yeah. Cool. Well, there you have it. From the professional.
Yeah.
All right, show us once again how that comes off.
You just wiggle it off.
And then it goes in your pocket.
Yeah.
Very nice. A 5. See ya.
Bye.
Quick update. We got a little Robin Hood action going on here. That's from Johnny Boy, hitting bolts on top of bolts. So, what do you think? It's easier to shoot now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and pull that field tip. And this bolt is obviously garbage. It's carbon fiber. That thing is done. Good job, I guess. Sorry, we have a box of bolts in the house. Grab a couple of those. All right. Just wanted to show you that. Guy's lethal. See ya.